Howdy everybody, it's Amy from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting. This is Sunday evening, mid-August. I'm never any good with dates, somewhere around the late teens. And I've got a couple PR packages that I'm going to be recording here this evening. I'm not sure when you will see these, probably later this week, but I wanted to catch up. And I also wanted to really get into this particular one because it's been sitting for almost a week and I'm excited about what's in here. So I do try to just peek in the corner when I get these in to make sure I know who it's from and what it is, and that's all. Then I wait till I get to recording them before I peek inside so that I get to enjoy it at the same time you all do. So this is a product review package that came to me from Sevengreat, and it's a company that I've shopped from a few times myself. It's one I really like. They do cross stitches, and they have a lot of the Spring brand and Joy Sunday at really good prices. But not only that, I have a really good discount code for you. So it is Amy 10 off. So remember that. I'll have it down in the comments, but it's definitely worth it, especially when they have other sales going on, because you get that discount usually on top of whatever sales that they have. So remember, Amy 10 off, and this is Sevengreat. So let's take a look at what we have here. Now I'm excited about this one because I saw an unboxing of one of the other ones to this set. I think it was Lovecraft Forever that did it a few weeks ago. And I saw it and I said, ooh, I didn't realize those were that big and that cool. I want to get one of those. Well, then Sevengreat contacted me and said, hey, would you like to review one of these? And it happened to be one of the other ones for this set. So I bet you're wondering what's in here. Nice and thick little package. So I did write the info on here so I would remember. So this, I believe they shipped out on August 3rd and it arrived on August 15th. So pretty quick turnaround with them. And this did come in the plastic mailer here. So, oh, okay, because I knew what it was, I didn't even open it at all. I didn't have to peek in there. So we have for you a Spring brand cross stitch, one of my favorite companies, and this is one of their gnomes. There's several of these. These aren't necessarily Christmas themed, although they could be. This is a rainbow gnome. The one I saw unboxed was a cherry gnome. They have various other ones on their set, but this is a 14 count. So it has the green packaging, which means it is the better Egyptian floss, which is treated. So you usually find the Egyptian floss in the green packaging for Spring brand, the 14 count or 16 count. Normally I do 11 count, but I have, because these are stamped, I am able to do the 14 count as well. I haven't dared try 16 or 18 or anything like that. So let's take a look at the package here. So it is marked there as 14 count. And we have information if you want to use Google Translate. You can find out the details there. But these Spring brand come in their own little project bag here with a snap. So you do not need a project bag for these. So this has the beautiful little packaging with the little leaves on there. That's another sign that this is the good Egyptian cotton that comes with these. And Spring brand does put their canvas in a package because you don't want to get the canvas wet, because if you get it wet, of course the ink will run. And so it's protected on its journey with the plastic here. So we have the threads and the canvas. And then we have an instruction sheet here, and this comes with all of them. That gives you basic instructions on how to stitch, how many threads to use, how to wash your canvas when you're done. So very helpful information there. And then we have the pattern and then the cover. So let's first take a look at the pattern, and one of the things that surprised me about these gnomes was how many colors they have. So check this out. 78. Wow. So they look like just a cute little picture, but they are bigger than you would think, and a whole lot of colors there. So this says full stitch on all of these. And then we do have a couple of blended there that say full stitch. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's look at the size. So this is 217 stitches wide by 217 high. So it is a square and 14 count. So it is 49 by 49 centimeters is what that comes out to. So what we have here is 2 sets of symbols, and that's because the symbols on the canvas are in very contrasting, strange looking colors so that you can tell the symbols apart very easy, but the colors on the pattern are more like the true colors for how the design will look, and those are these symbols. So you have both of them on the pattern. So if you're working in a hoop or a frame or something and you cover up the legend on the side of your canvas, it's okay, you can still use this pattern to read the symbol easily and see what's what. So I really like that about Spring Brand. I have had some trouble with some Joy Sundays where I couldn't really tell completely, so I had to go to the pattern and it was hard to switch back and forth. But the fact that they have both symbols there from the canvas and the pattern, the paper pattern, the true color, makes it just a lot easier to see. So they do have the DMC numbers on here, and they are numbered here 1 through 78. And I believe, yes, these are all full stitch. Looks like the chart just has a tiny bit that didn't fit on the other pages, so it kind of bled over here onto a little section here that they called page 6. This one says page 3, but interestingly enough, there are no stitches on that edge. So here's another close-up of the design. So these blends, basically what happens here is that in order to make a completely new color, you take one strand from each of these other numbers and mix them together to make a blended color, but it is still full cross stitch. So for example, anywhere you see the U or that orange, it's color 49 plus 63, which is DMC 963 plus 3770. So you take one of each of those 2 strands and put them together. Because this is a 14 count, you're using 2 strands, so that's how that works out. So let's take a quick look at the pattern here. So we have, sorry for the glare, there it's a little bit shiny there. So we have the little knitted hat with the rainbow and the stars. And then we have his cute little nose. He's holding a little happy star there. And then we have his feet with stars at the bottom on the little shoes, little knitted things there around his little boots. Really, really cute. I'm also a knitter, so I love the knitted hats on the gnomes. So let's see what 78 colors looks like here. And you kind of already got a little peek when I first took it out here. So Spring Brand uses these stitching cards, and they have really good needles. I've heard from other content creators that the spring needles are the best of the best, so keep them separate from your other needles. So you do get 2 needles with this kit in the little baggie. So this is the first set of colors here. This is 1 through 30. We have lots of purples here right at the start because the lower DMC numbers, they are in DMC order, and the lower numbers have a lot of purples in them. And then on this side here, more purples and maroons and yellows. So that's the first card. Not a whole lot of any particular color. This color here, number 2, that is doesn't show the DMC on the chart there. Number 2, color 153. There's a lot of that, but for the most part, not very many amounts of any one particular color. So let's take a look here at the next one. Nope, that would be this one here. So this is color 31 through 60. You can take a look here at those. You can tell just by the feel, if you've done different stamp cross stitch kits, that this is indeed the treated floss. It almost seems a little bit thinner when you use it, but when you wash it, it really blooms out. This has a kind of a special treatment on it so that it's easier to stitch with. But then once you wash it, of course, it gets really soft and blooms out. But this helps protect the thread. So it may seem a little thin at first to use 2 strands on 14 count, but it will come out really nice once you wash it. So what we have here is blues and purples, and then more pinks and yellows, and there's a lot of color 58 there. That's one of the other colors. M49, there's a lot of that one. And then the final one here is color 61 through 78. I'm a little bit too close. I need to back down a little bit there. 78 is very close to a white. There's a fair amount of that. And then off-white here, number 63, there's a lot of that as well. This is more of the pinks and purples, so we can put them all together here. I'll try to shake them out here so you can see the full color palette there for this canvas. Beautiful. If you're into pinks and purples, you will really enjoy stitching this one. So let's look at our protected canvas here. Let's open the plastic. And let's see how 78 colors is shown on a stamped canvas. Oh, wow. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. I'm excited to work on this one. So you do have the serging, is what we call that, the sewing around the edges. It's probably hard to see on camera there. That keeps it from fraying. So it's about 2 rows in there on all the sides. So it will not come, it will not start to unravel while you're stitching, will not come undone. And it does have the little spring tag on there though to show it is authentic spring brand. You can of course use your phone if you want to translate a lot of these, but most of them are warning you that the canvas will the ink will run if you get it wet. So do not get it wet until you complete the stitching. So this was what I was talking about here. The legend is right on the edge, but if you put this in a frame, the legend may be hard to read, so that's why it's really good that they now put both symbols, both types of symbols on here, because these canvas symbols are not going to be the same as on here. But that's so that you can actually read this canvas. But let's look up close here so we can see. Looks like I wouldn't really call it confetti. There's lots of color changes maybe, but not quite like confetti. To me, in cross stitch, confetti is just 1 or 2 stitches of a color before you have to switch it out. But you could go a little ways. You could probably use up a whole strand of color before you need to switch to the next one and get a fair amount of stitching done on this one. So one that comes to mind with true confetti would be like the constellation map, which has little tiny stars dotted all around, because you don't want to drag your floss across the back to stitch all those individual stitches. You have to start and stop your thread a bunch to get those done. To me, that is what confetti is. So I'm not really seeing confetti on here, but I do see a lot of colors, and I can actually make out the knitted ribbing there on that hat. So cute. And the rainbow, the stars will be easy. So if you're looking for a night of easy stitch, then the stars and the rainbow will be a good thing to work on. But if you're looking for something a little bit more complicated, then maybe the hat will be what you want to work on. So I like canvases like that have the blends of 2 different types of stitching, so you can pick what area you want to work on depending on your mood. So looks like a really good canvas here. And if you're curious about the back, there's looks like no bleeding through to the other side, and I don't believe there is any back stitch on this. So this is just for those of you who don't like back stitch. Definitely not seeing any, and I don't see any here in the chart. The only thing I see that might be just slightly different than basic cross stitch is the blend, but it's still basic cross stitch. It's just with 2 different colors held together. So pretty straightforward there. So I am looking forward to this one. It is a really cute one. And the background is not stitched on this one. And I'm trying to think, maybe this could end up being a pillow for my kids' room. I would go ahead and like do a half stitch maybe on the background of like an off-white, or maybe not. I'm not sure. Tell me what you think. What would that be cool as? Because it is pretty big here. Like I said, it's a 49 by 49 centimeters for the stitch part, so close to 50 centimeters square. So that's pretty big. And this will, of course, take a little while. This is 14 count, so it does take a little more work. I do have a lighted magnifying pair of glasses that I wear when I'm working on 14 count after dark. In the daytime, I can see it just fine. But after dark, if I work on a 14 count, I will go ahead and use the magnifier to help. But it looks like it's going to be pretty easy to read. Beautiful colors here. Lots and lots of pinks and purples. Nice pattern with really good quality paper there that won't tear easily. And I love the double symbols on there. And again, there's the picture. So thank you to Sevengreat. I recommend you take a look at their prices because I think they're great. And discount code, bless you, my hubby's sneezing over there. Discount code of Amy10 off. So this is again dwarf, 49 by 49 centimeters, 14 count from Spring Brand. So thank you for watching, and I'll keep you updated on how this goes. And I appreciate Sevengreat for sending this to me. And check them out if you're curious about cross stitch. Thank you for watching.